All right, we are live. How's it going, everybody? How you guys doing today?
Doing great. Tired, but great. Excited for some football, and we're ready. I'm ready.
Feeling the same thing. Tired and great that there's football tomorrow.
Listen, I've been waiting so long, and everyone you're watching Pass the Mic, weekly sports talk show, but change of format now. We are strictly football. From here on out, strictly football. We'll see what happens at the end of the season. It's a 1-hour show. I am sick of every other sport. I'm done. I'm done with everything.
I can understand that.
I know we're live, but I was getting ready to say, let's see what happens at the end of this week with football, and let's see where we go from here.
No, football can't lose me because it's quick. It's in and out. It's not every night. There's no statements. Just let them kneel. I don't care if they kneel. Once they're on the field, they're on the field, and that's it. They're not going to protest the game, miss a game. I will say that, I'm still all over the hockey, especially with the Islanders doing what they're doing. Yeah, they had one bad game, but, in the conference finals, down 1-0, but I'm still into that. But football is here. It's unbelievable because, honestly, this is what we needed. This is what we needed, and I can't wait. I can't wait for it to start. College is, half-ass, some playing, some not, but the NFL is here, and it's going to be so interesting to see how it is without fans. Because I'll be honest, every other sport, basketball's a little rough. They throw the crowd noise on when they can, but mostly it's pretty quiet. But baseball and hockey do not notice a difference.
I watched my first two hockey games and back-to-back nights. Were the first two games of the conference finals. And last night I was out with a few friends, and I watched a little bit. I was watching a few other games. But I'll tell you this. This hockey has probably had the best TV to watch. Of all the sports, I think the NBA's had probably the best with the fan experience when you have, for the fans. But the overall TV experience, I think right now is hockey, and it's by far.
Hockey is by far the best sport for the playoffs. Absolutely the best playoff sport.
I agree.
Especially when they get into overtime and it's sudden death, it's unbelievable. But we are here for football. We have 1 hour to talk about it, so let's get into it. You guys ready for football?
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait, man. Fantasy drafts, football, everything.
Well, that's one thing, too. We could talk about it now because I didn't want to give up too much the past couple of weeks with the fantasy, but done, have 3 teams. What do you have, 5, Carl?
5.
I got 3 teams, had our draft last night, which I am still exhausted from, and drafted my best team last night, without a doubt, my best team. I don't know how that worked out, maybe just practice.
But that's from someone that don't like the top pick. You always say you don't like the top pick.
I hate the top pick. This is the one year where I thought it was a really good pick because there's one unbelievable player.
We got a running back, and then we went all wide receivers.
That's what I did.
How it works out. See how it works out.
Christian McCaffrey is a can't miss, though. Unless he gets injured, he's a can't miss because he could do either one. He could run or he could catch. So he's a can't miss this year. Then I went with Hopkins. I went with Godwin. Yeah, I went wide receiver heavy.
Yeah, I agree. And wide receiver heavy with the 2 leagues I was in last night. I did. Both of them were 1-point reception. And the one that we did together was a quarterback league with the 1-point reception. Mm-hmm. It's 6 points for touchdown.
Right.
So by mistake, I took Prescott. I wanted Murray, but I took Prescott. I don't know. I guess, when you're working and drafting and talking and texting at the same time, not everything's perfect. So.
Oh, is that what you wanted to do? That's why you were pissed? You wanted Murray?
Yeah, Murray was above him, so I went to go push on Murray, and something happened when I pushed Prescott.
Prescott's better than Murray.
Yeah, but I have Elliott, so now I have Elliott and Prescott. That's what,
That doesn't matter. That doesn't.
But
unless you have too many on one team, that doesn't matter. They can both score. They can both have, a running back and a quarterback. They could each score a touchdown. That's not a big deal. But JP, you were just telling us that you're doing what, predictions? Carl, you missed this. JP is putting together a prediction for every single game that's played this season. Now, I just, JP, I have faith in you. And I hope it's better than your Devonta Freeman prediction.
what I do every year, I've done this the last 2 years, and this is the first year I'm making it public, is I do every game, because there's a website that actually has every game, and it shows actually the playoffs. So it does the wild card tiebreakers for you already. So it shows the 7 teams that would make it. You put the games in, and you can change games. So what I'm doing is I'm actually finalizing it as we speak. I'm at 1 game away from finalizing it. And it's just picking, and I've done this last 2 years. I've actually done pretty well when it comes to surprise teams. The teams I've usually been high on, like those weird teams, quirky teams. I picked the Rams 2 years ago to win the NFC. They actually had one of the best records in the NFC.
They were also favored that year
when they had 2 years ago. But a lot of people, I actually had the Rams with one of the best records the year before, even though they were kind of a little bit of a favorite. I stuck with them. So I've been pretty good at picking the winners, the division-wise, the last few years. I'll tell you this. We'll give you a little surprise. I think there's going to be 2 wacky winners. I think 2 wacky division winners this year.
Okay, who are they?
I think Detroit wins the division by 1 game in the NFC North.
So this will now be the 3rd season in a row where people are picking Detroit to win the division.
And I put it this way. I think Detroit will just hold out. I think what will happen is I think Green Bay has a rough start early. I think they lose to Minnesota week 1. And
All right, we don't listen.
Yeah.
We have an hour.
I'm just saying.
We can't go through every single game by game. Just give me.
I'm just saying that's going to cost them the division.
And who's the other one?
And the other one I got, the wacky one, is actually the team that I don't think anybody's expecting out of the South.
Right.
I got the Atlanta Falcons.
It's not crazy.
That's my Super Bowl. That's my NFC Super Bowl pick.
That's not crazy at all. A lot of people have them.
I love them.
So, and I have the worst record in football being a tie. That's all I'm going to lead to.
Carl, who do you got? Give me 2 that no one's going to expect.
I'm going to, for the first time in many years, I'm going to go with my team. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. I think they take the division.
Last night you texted me the season's over because Miller's hurt.
I think they take the division. I also think they win the first round, first bye, and the first playoff. They get to the NFC Championship game and they lose. But I think the Denver Broncos makes a big step, and I really like what they have and really like what's going on there. It took a year to get that defense together, and we signed some good players and got the free safety in there. We got everybody in there switching around. I really think the Denver Broncos are going to surprise a lot of teams, and that's my pick for AFC. And NFC, I gotta go with the team.
Give me a surprise pick. Not who you think's going to come out. A surprise pick first. We'll get to
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
The defense there, and I really think that they're healthy enough, and they'll win 10 or 11 games.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard in the NFC to pick anybody that's a surprise pick because I'm telling you, if you look at every division, almost anybody can win every division.
Oh yeah,
every division. You know, it's either terrible like the NFC East, where you could see any one of them coming out. Not Washington, but you could see, the Giants getting hot. You could see Philly or the Cowboys. Then you get to the South, any team could win there. Maybe Carolina, no, but it's hard. In the AFC, and I never do this. The surprise team for the AFC is going to be the New York Jets. It's absolutely going to be the New York Jets. And we could start there. Let's start there. This division is going to be upside down from what people think. I think the 2 good teams in this division are going to be Miami and the Jets. Miami has they went out and they got nothing but defense in the offseason. They have 2 running backs. Fitzpatrick can catch fire at any moment, and he did it last year. This is a team that was like, what were they, 0-7 when they beat the Jets and they wound up winning 5 games?
Yeah, they're a good team.
They have a good head coach, and I called this 2 years ago with Buffalo. Same reason. You have a good head coach. You have a good defense. You have some stability at quarterback, even though Tua is going to at some point jump in there. But I don't think that. Listen, they're not going to win 12 games. This team can absolutely win 9 games and be, don't forget, there's an extra wild card this year. This team could absolutely be fighting for a wild card at the end. As far as the Jets go, last year, listen, and Carl, this is for you. This is for you. Because I get shit every single day from Carl. Every single day from Carl. Okay? Now, Carl, you're arguing with me last week that Perryman is this great receiver, right? Talented receiver.
He is.
Could take the top off the defense. Was great at the end of the year for Tampa Bay. So the Jets get they have Crowder. They get a decent receiver as their number one. They draft Mims, who is one of the best wide receivers out there in the class. And then you turn around and say that they didn't do anything to help Darnold on offense.
No.
That they didn't get any weapons to help him on offense. How could those two things be true? How could they have and I'm not even touching the offensive line, which they completely revamped. They brought in 9 guys for the offensive line. So even the backups are new. There's only one guy that's the same on the whole offensive line. And this Becton kid, if you had to believe anything coming out of camp, he looks like one of the better tackles in the draft already.
So
he's huge. That guy's
he's a big
huge.
boy.
And fast.
We'll
see how he handles all stunts and all this, when he goes against, real pass rushes. But
So
go ahead.
As a Jet fan,
Yes.
surprise, they helped every position they can, and they gave Darnold enough help that it should succeed.
Yes.
So if they win 4 games and they don't win, is it Darnold?
No, it's Gase.
All right.
It's
That's
Gase.
that's all I want to know.
Yeah, it's Gase.
No one else. It's Gase.
Well, no, hold on. If Darnold goes out, and he hasn't done this yet, if Darnold goes out and he's throwing 3 interceptions a game and just looks terrible, yeah, there's a problem. There's that absolute problem. But if he does what he did last year, where he has like 2 bad games and then looks really good in all the other games, first of all, everyone's going into the season picking the Jets are one of the worst teams in the NFL. I know you are. This is a team that won. This is a team that won 7 games last year, and everything went wrong. Everything went wrong last year. They lost their middle linebacker, who was the leader of the defense, and then Jamal Adams stepped up. Yes, and he was. But they lost Mosley last year. They lost Darnold last year. The offensive line was atrocious. Couldn't have been worse. It could never have been worse. And they still won 7 games last year.
And you know what? That's all Gase. Gase made that happen. Gase made it work for them.
Okay. Maybe I'm not giving them credit.
It's not Gase's fault.
Okay.
Everything that happened wasn't Gase's fault.
All right.
I'm going to say this.
Honestly, here's the thing with Gase. I just don't like him. I just don't
like him because he's weird.
Yeah.
He's weird.
No,
That's all
just the stuff he says, yeah, and I could get over that. I definitely could get over that.
It's just like a couple of his ex-players said that got along with him and everything, said give him a shot and give him the tools that he wants. He can make it happen. He's an offensive mind guy, and he showed it. You just said it. Offensive line, crap.
Well,
Bell didn't have a good year. Everybody was injured, but
they
won 7 games. Imagine if they won 3 or 4, or when Darnold was out. Imagine if they would have won. They would have won 10 games, and Darnold had mono for 6 weeks.
Forget about that. What if they would have beaten? What if they would have beaten Miami and Cincinnati, who were winless when they?
And didn't they something with Buffalo too?
Well, yeah. Darnold had mono, and they lost by 1.
All right.
Yeah.
So
hold on,
but
time out. Gase is an offensive guy, right? Offensive-minded guy. He's an offensive coach. Granted, they had a lot of injuries. They had a terrible offensive line. They were 32nd in the league in offense. 32nd in the league in offense, and they still won. They still won 7 games. That's what I'm saying, though.
Their offensive line was trash. Line was trash.
JP, you're impartial right now. Does it not sound like he's talking up the Jets?
I think, in a way, I think he's being realistic on the Jets. I think he's being realistic on the Jets. Because here's the thing with the Jets. I'm going to say why he's not. I'm not going to say he's talking up. I'm not going to say he's not. But here's what I'm going to say. I think this year the Jets are a better team. I think they're more realistic. I think a realistic approach here should be, because I'm going to be honest, I think the Jets are going to be tied for the last. I think the Jets are going to have a shot at the playoffs in Week 17. I think they will be. I think they will have a chance in Week 17.
I think they win in the division. Honestly,
I'm not convinced.
Listen,
I think playoff.
I have seen this New England team forever. Every single game they played against the Jets, I've seen them, and more. And there were so many times, and Carl, you know this. You've seen it against your team. that New England is down in the fourth quarter, dead down with a minute 13 left, down by 6, and Brady just bam, bam, bam comes down the field in 30 seconds and scores a touchdown. That's not happening this year. That is not happening this year.
They're really talking high. They're really talking high on that Cam Newton.
Well, hold on. How could they not?
Good.
Hold on. How could they not, though? You don't hear anybody there saying that he's Brady, though. He's not Brady. He might be good. They got him off the scrap heap. So if he's, halfway decent.
Is it Brady or is it Belichick?
It's both. It's both.
Okay.
Here's the thing with New England.
First of all, to win that many Super Bowls, it had to be both. It can't be one or the other.
I'm going to say this. I think there's a good chance 3 teams come out of the division with the playoffs. I think there's going to be 3 teams. A good chance of that. That you could have New England, the Jets, and Buffalo as the 3 teams and the 3 of the teams in the AFC playoff picture. And I think all 3 could definitely make it. Because I think there's a good chance you could have a 9-7 team like the Jets or New England, either one of them at 9-7, the other one with 10 wins.
Yeah, but what you're doing is you're discounting all the other teams in the conference.
But I'm just saying, I think there's a good chance because you look at the Jets schedule.
I love when I say something and you say I know, but you don't listen at all.
Yeah, because I'm not discounting them. I'm giving them.
What about?
I think the schedule.
Do you think Tennessee has a shot at the playoffs? Tennessee.
They're favored.
Yes, I think they win the division.
Do you think Houston has a shot at the playoffs?
Absolutely.
I think they both are tied for the division.
Do you think the Colts have a shot at the playoffs?
No.
Now with Rivers, I do.
I think they're a train wreck.
They're the best offensive line, and I think
they're a train wreck.
Do you think the Ravens have a shot?
I think they have a shot at being the 1 seed.
Do you think that Cleveland has a shot?
Outside.
Okay. Do you think Kansas City, of course? You think your Raiders have a shot?
1 or 2 games may decide that. I think Week 17 against Denver decides that.
Now here's the problem. I've listed almost every single AFC team, and you said yeah. So it's like
Cleveland. I said outside. I don't really think Cleveland. I think
the odds of 3 teams in that division making it is not likely. It's not likely. I mean, come on, it never happens.
I think because remember there's 7 spots this year. I think the AFC. Here's the thing I'm going to look at. The schedule for the Jets plays into their advantage. I think the Jets have a very winnable schedule.
As opposed to who?
I think compared to, let's say, like Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh could run into a tough. I think Pittsburgh.
Did you know? How about this? Before you say anything, the hardest division, the hardest schedule for any division is the AFC East. The AFC East teams have the hardest schedule in the NFL.
I'm going to give you little numbers here. I think it's going to end up going. I think the Jets end up playing 7 losing teams this year with teams with losing records. And I think they end up winning all 7. I think the 7 games they play against losing records, they're going to end up winning.
Okay.
I think the Jets are going to end up clean sweeping the losing record teams. I think they will end
up the Jets.
No, it's just.
Here's the thing. I'm not.
It's just what's the wildest thing ever?
I'm not.
Like
and here's the thing. I'm not.
And then come on.
This actually is coming off my prediction here. This actually is coming off my prediction, and it gives it the data on how they break down.
At least we know by week 5 your prediction's shot.
And I'm going to say this to you: the Jets. I think the Jets' schedule is going to end up looking more like a glass, not a glass vase, but a fake glass vase. It's going to look harder than it is. I think it's going to wind up looking worse for them than it is because I think a couple of these teams, I think Indianapolis is going to be a train wreck.
There's a problem with this. First of all, I could not disagree with you more about Indy. There's no way. That's another team. That's another team that hold on. Indy lost. Time out. Indy lost their quarterback a week before the season last year, and they ended up winning 7 games.
My lack of confidence in Phil Rivers.
I don't care.
Better quarterbacks in the league.
I don't think his age. I think an older quarterback. I think the problem is he's an older quarterback. I think they have a good line, but the problem is
we're going down a rabbit hole right now. We are going down a rabbit hole. Here's what I'll say about team schedules. In your division, the difference between each team's schedule is 2 games. 2 games. The Jets have 2 different games than the Patriots and the Bills and the Dolphins. That's how the schedule goes. So you're playing basically the same schedule. Basically the same schedule. There's only 2 different games, and that's because of how you finished the year before. But listen, I think that the Jets absolutely have a shot at the division. I think Buffalo's going to fall off. I think they're getting ahead of themselves. I think they have the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. I think Josh Allen is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Last
He
time-
has done nothing.
Last time we
Nothing.
talked, I was all up on Buffalo Bills, but after reading and doing everything and listening to a couple other people, I got to go with New England Patriots. I got to go with the New
Listen,
England
that's the easy pick, of course. Of course.
Cam Newton's gonna play just fine.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
What was the strength of New England last year? The defense. How
Yeah.
many players opted out? 6? 7 on that
It
defense?
don't matter.
Yeah, no. Well, listen,
Don't
you're
matter.
right. It usually doesn't.
Don't matter.
Usually
They,
doesn't, but
they
no.
trade players for number 1 draft picks, and people go crazy. And
But-
they're good.
But they had number 12. They had number 12.
Now Bruce Arians has number 12. Let's see what's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they both lose. Maybe both teams lose.
I don't think so. I think they both do good.
All right. Have you guys? I told you earlier today. We're gonna make picks tonight on over/unders for the season. Wins. Did you think about it? Did you write it down? Did you figure out what you like?
I got probably 4 to 5 teams, I'd say,
All right.
that I
we'll do 5.
really
do 5.
like. 'Cause 5. The problem is with the 5th one is the 5th one's an iffy one because the 5th one's going to be an iffy one after week 1. I think the 5th one will be.
JP,
We'll
Just-
know
just
We'll
tell us
know.
who it is. All right.
Cincinnati.
All right. So give me one at a time. Carl, you got your 5?
Got my 5.
All right. JP, go first. Give me
I like
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Actually, I'll take the over on the wins. I think Cincinnati will have a better shot at the playoffs than Cleveland will.
Okay, so Cincinnati is at 5.5 wins. 5.5 wins. You got the over.
I think Cincinnati is actually going to do a lot better than people think. I think they're actually going to beat the Chargers. I think they're going to get a couple sneaky wins this year. I think they're going to get a couple. I think they're going to get a few sneaky wins.
It's not like they were a horrible team.
Yeah.
They were a good team. But I don't even remember who was their quarterback last year. And they
Andy
won
Dalton.
4 games.
No, it was somebody else and then Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dalton wasn't even around.
He wasn't the quarterback for most of the
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
He came
Dalton
back to
actually
beat
played
the
week
Jets.
1. Yeah.
No, he came
And-
back to beat the Jets and to
Yeah.
finish strong.
They
Yeah,
had
that
a decent team.
listen, they've had number 1 picks forever. It's like Cleveland. They've had
I-
number 1 picks forever. It's got to come around.
But I think with Cincinnati, I think they end up being a 500 team.
All right, 8 wins. What do you got, Carl?
I got the Denver Broncos. I'm
There
going
you
to go
go.
all the way with them. I mean, look how many wins they're looking at. I got 6.5. I don't know what they have, where you got yours from, but I got 6.5 wins.
Denver 7.5.
7.5. Okay, I'm still going higher than that. I
Okay.
think they're going to at least do 10, maybe 11. 11 wins. Their schedule is pretty good, and you know, I'm sure LA Chargers are not going to be all there. So Denver got 2 wins there. The Raiders, they're going to be tough, but I think the Raiders, that's 2 wins there. That's 4. You got the Jets, that's 5, and you got a couple other weak teams. I mean, right away, I just think the Broncos open up the door against Tennessee is what really, really counts for them. If they could beat Tennessee, I think they're going to be on a roll. And the Denver Broncos, I'll take the over on them.
Okay, I'm gonna stay with that theme, and I'm gonna pick my team. Jets over under 6.5. 6.5 wins. 2 years ago, they said that the Jets were gonna win 0 games. I think they won 5. Last year, they were picked to win like 2 games. They won 7. You know, are they gonna win 12 games? I don't know. I don't think so, but I think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to be really strong. I think Darnold is the real deal. The offensive line is going to help, and the defense is the defense. The defense is the defense. So Jets over 6.5. JP, what's your next one?
This one's really, I think, going to make your jaws drop, especially Carl. I got Chicago with the under.
Oh, wow.
I think Chicago
I
only
agree with
wins
that.
1 game.
Chicago under 8.
I think they win only 1 game this year.
Chicago wins 1 game.
I think Trubisky, I think they're not confident in Trubisky. I think they want Trubisky to fail
Oh,
big
yeah,
time. And I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to let him play the whole year. I think they're just going to they're going to tank. Their only win is actually the only reason why Jacksonville and them are going to be tied is because Jacksonville beats the Bears. That's the only reason why they're not going to have the number 1 pick or be in a tie for the number 1 pick. But I really think that's inflated.
All right, Carl, what do you got?
San Francisco 49ers.
Over under.
Under. I think they're
So San Francisco is 10 and a half.
Yeah,
10 and a half.
I got 11. I think 11 is too much in that division alone. The Rams are going to be tough. I'm a big supporter of Arizona right now in that division. Seattle's always a question. They still got to play Green Bay. You know, they got to play the division winners. They got to play Dallas. They got a tough schedule ahead of them. It's not like they had a low schedule like last year. Last year they played all the crappy teams and they beat most of them. Plus Seattle wasn't really healthy and they beat them. I can't see them getting 11 wins. On my paper, 10 and a half. So I can't see them winning more than 8 games. 8-8. I still don't believe in their offense.
All right. My second one, I got Miami over 5.5.
Yep.
Right? It was 6. Wait. 6. Miami over 6. The reasons I said before, this is a team that, won 5 games last year. They were trying to tank. They traded away everybody at the beginning of the season. They were trying to lose, and they wound up winning 5 games. Got Fitzpatrick there to start the season. Who knows? He could go on and win, 5-3 in the first half of the season before they turn it over to Tua, because they're going to. They have to. I think that coach is great. I think he's great. And they went after defense in the offseason. I definitely think they're going to win more than 6 games. I see them and the Jets, as the surprise teams. I'm not saying that New England's not going to be up there. I'm picking them to slide, but both of these teams are on their way up.
Good pick. And I agree.
JP, who do you got?
I got another one for you that I think is an under. Chargers.
And under the Chargers. Oh, you stole that one from me. All right.
I mean, I like them at
We all
3.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I like them with 3 wins.
Chargers. Listen, tell me how much too. 8 wins for the Chargers. Under 8 for the Chargers.
I got 3 wins for them this year.
Okay. Losing Phillip Rivers. You're not big on Phillip Rivers anyway, but Tyrod Taylor is Carl loves him. Tyrod Taylor is nothing special. He might win 1 game here and there, but Tyrod Taylor is
most of the year.
Nothing special. Herbert is going to come in at some point. They have an injury-prone wide receiver core. Even though Keenan Allen's been healthy the past 2 years, still is Eckler able to to take over as the lead back? I don't know. He did pretty good last year.
To me, the biggest issue in this was why I really been low on both Denver and San Diego is this. The formerly San Diego Chargers, injuries, defensive injuries. I think Derwin James being out, possibly for the season, I think that's the death nail to me.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they would have been a 5-6 win team, but now I think they lose at least 3 more games because of that.
Agreed.
The honest truth is because you're a Raider fan. That's all.
You're gonna laugh. I don't think my Raiders make the playoffs.
Oh, that's a stretch. Yeah, I don't think they do either.
I'm actually going to pick.
Oh, go ahead.
My next pick, I'm going to go with the over.
Okay.
And it surprised a lot of people, but I really think that they could win because of the division and a couple of the games is the Giants.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I'm going to admit it here, and I'll admit it live. I wasn't huge on that quarterback, Danny. And Mike, you kept on saying he was
Giants
good.
over 6. He is good. He is good.
What? I've been working and everything. I've been watching stuff on the computer and everything. The way he's acting, the way he does stuff, they're going to win more than 6. You got the Washington Redskins that they're going to beat twice. And you know what? They can always upset the Cowboys, and I think the Cowboys are a big favorite. But, it's the division thing. Same with Philly. And they have no defense, though. They have no defense. They got no defense, but with the offense, and this is all going by healthy. Everybody has to be healthy. They could beat a couple of those teams. And you know what? I could say them going 500, 8-8.
I love Daniel Jones. I really do. I think he's great. Last year he fumbled 11 times. He's just got to.
The only problem he has.
Just got to clean that up. I heard somewhere. I don't want to. I'm not sure what the stat was, but something like he had the most multi-touchdown games for a rookie ever. 4 touchdown games.
Yep.
Ridiculous he was last year. He had a bunch of bad games, and the fumbling, they have to figure that out. A lot of that is the offensive line, but he's got to have a mental clock and it's his first year in the NFL. You
A lot
don't
of it-
see the hits coming. That happens all the time.
He played great. He played great when Barkley was healthy. All those
Right.
games that Barkley played, he played great, and they put points on the board. So it just has to be a healthy offense, and they're going to be good. They're going to be 8-8, and it's going to surprise everyone there.
Okay, my pick. Next pick is under. Las Vegas Raiders under 7.5 wins.
I would still take them over, but not the playoffs.
No.
You said they were not going to be good, and you have them winning 8+ games.
I think I would have them winning 9.
That's good.
I don't think, but honestly, I don't think they're going to be relatively as good as you think.
Anyway, I got them. I got as good as I think. I got the under. I got them under 7.5. I just, the quarterback situation is a mess now that you throw Mariota in there. They're gonna watch. Carr's gonna have 2 bad games. They're gonna pull him, put Mariota in, realize he sucks.
He's
pull
hurt.
him. Yeah, but not for the whole season.
He's on the IR right now. He's hurt.
Yeah, not for the season. I don't think. The running back is good. The running back is really good. They drafted heavy wide receiver in the draft. They took Ruggs, and who else did they take? Didn't they take 2 guys? Or was that Dallas?
Not sure who they took, but Ruggs is going to be the rookie of the year. They're good. He's going to be good.
I don't know about that. It's very rare that a wide receiver comes into the league and is better than the running backs. But I don't believe in the switch is going to hurt them. There's going to be no fans in the stands. I don't see them winning 8 games. I don't. I got under for the Raiders. The Raiders. All right, JP. Hold on. Wait. Let me guess. This is going to shock us.
I think maybe. I got Carolina in the over.
Yeah. That's a shock.
I think that I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to say that division could have 4 teams over 500.
All right. You're not bold if you're always bold.
No, this is going to be the bold. I think this is my boldest.
If everything you say is bold, then it's not bold.
Yeah, but
So
I think
Carolina over 5.5 games. And I'm writing all these down too because we're going to stick to them.
I got Carolina in the over. I really like Carolina. I think they could in that division get a couple wins late in the season. I think they're going to play spoiler to Tampa Bay late in the season because they got a late season game against Tampa. I think they're going to keep Brady out of the playoffs.
I mean, they lose Kuechly. They lose their coach. They're rebuilding, and they're in probably the toughest division in the NFL. I mean, you already said that you thought the Falcons were going to be really good.
I think this division – I think the Panthers are going to – by the end of the season, I think the Panthers do what the Dolphins did last year. I think this second half of the season, they're going to be one of the biggest stories in the NFL. I think I think Rule is going to be a coach of the year candidate.
If you believe in Rule, and if he wins more than 8 games, he's going to be coach of the year candidate. But all right, Carolina over. Carl, what do you got?
Is this number 4 pick or 5?
4.
All right, because I got the two of my shockers coming now.
Here we go.
Number 4 is controversy happening in Green Bay and the under. I think time is coming, and Rodgers is on his way out if you don't get traded in midseason for arguing with the coach. I think
Green Bay under 9. Under 9.
I think they fall. They will have good players with good stats if you're going fantasy wise. I just don't think Rodgers is too happy anymore in Green Bay, and it's not going to work out. 5 wins they're going to get this year, and Rodgers out.
Okay. My 4th one, and this is a pick that a lot of people are picking. The number just seems low to me. It's a team that, was rebuilding. I counted them out. I thought they were going to suck. Lost a bet on this team. And they basically won 6 games. They were 5 wins and 1 tie, but they should have won that game. And that's Arizona, over 7.5. I see them winning at least 8 games. They are in a tough division. They are absolutely in a tough division. But I think you're right. I think San Francisco comes back to the pack a little bit. I don't think the Rams come all the way back up. I don't. I think Arizona is really, especially putting Hopkins on that team, they're going to run and gun. I think Arizona wins at least 8 games. I got Arizona the over.
I agree with that. I agree more than that, but yeah.
Yeah. I think they're like an 8-9 win team. All right, JP, give me your final pick, which is going to be a shocker.
I don't think this is a surprise. I said it earlier. I think Jacksonville goes the under.
Jacksonville under?
I think 1 win.
Yeah, their number's 4.5. Listen, they are tanking. And Carl was telling me last week they're not. This is a team that traded away now what was left. They traded away the whole defense in the past 2 years. They traded away their entire defense, basically, past 2 years. The only kid they have is that kid Josh Allen from Jersey, played at Kentucky, the pass rusher. They get rid of Fournette, which is just bizarre. They're tanking. Absolutely. Now, will it work? Who knows? But they're trying everything they can to get Trevor Lawrence. Everything they can do to get Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Carl, who do you got?
I'm going to go with one more under. I always like the losers. But I really think people are really high on this team. They really showed something. I'm a big fan of the quarterback. And I just think they're going to be held down a little bit more than they did last year. I think the quarterback's going to be held down. I think Baltimore Ravens. I think
they got a huge number there, 11.5.
All said and done, you're picking 11.5 wins, and you're going to have a decent, tough division there with Cleveland. And if Ben's healthy, you can't leave Pittsburgh out of the mix out of anything. That team had a good defense in Pittsburgh, and they won 8 games with some guy that who knows where he came from that played quarterback. Big Ben's healthy. They're going to win more than 8 games, and I think they will beat Baltimore in that division. Baltimore is going to be sliding in the playoffs if they even get there, but I think they're going to go under. They may win 9 games, 8 or 9 games.
All right, Dallas under. Baltimore, I mean under. No, that's not who I'm picking. I thought
he ain't
Baltimore under. No, not Dallas. No.
I was going to say, that's a bold one.
No, I think they're going to win the division. Now, this is one that people are high on, but I'm going to say the same thing you said with the Packers, Carl. You thought the Packers were going to falter. I think so, too. I think they're going to win like 9 games, the Packers. But this team, I think, is going to win the division, and that's Vikings. The Vikings love to run the ball. That's what they do. They run the ball. I know they lost Diggs. It's not going to hurt. They drafted the kid Jefferson.
He's awesome.
He's going to be fine at LSU. He's going to be fine. Thielen, if he stays healthy, is going to be fine. But they're going to run the ball. Run the ball with Cook, and they got the kid Matson behind Cook, who's almost as good, maybe just as good. They're going to run the ball. This is a weak division. I don't see Detroit jumping up that far. I just don't. I think they're going to put up a lot of points, but I don't see them winning, challenging for the division. The over-under for Minnesota is 8.5. I definitely see them at 9-10 wins, at least 9-10 wins. They won 10 last year. I think this team is definitely going to challenge for the division, Minnesota and the over.
Good pick. I was watching this thing on NFL Network, and they're talking about all this and over-unders and surprise and all that stuff like that. And they said Detroit Lions, Matt Stafford, they said in the last 3 years, he only played 16 games.
Yeah, he got hurt for the last 3 years, yeah.
He won 11.
I know. If he stays
stays
healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't stay healthy. So
Right.
I know, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
It surprised me. I was like,
they're a different team. With Stafford. Yeah. All right. Next, what we're going to do, and we'll do this quick, and we're going to do this every week. So I'm going to write them down right now, and we're going to pick at the end of the season. We're going to see who wins. You're going to each pick 3 games. They cannot be the same games. So I hope you have more than one pick for each. We can't pick the same games. Actually, you want to be able to pick the same games? I don't think so. No, right?
I would rather have a different.
Against the spread.
I don't even have my list. I don't have my list for that.
Pick it up on your phone right now. JP.
But while we have a second here,
yeah,
I want to ask you this because I know Carl. I think Carl's going to agree with us on this. Isn't this the oddest year when it comes to the lines? Do you think, when you look at these lines and compare to the teams how you'd think on paper they stand? Vegas, I think this year's a little off. They're going to lose money this weekend, in my opinion.
Well, they always do the first the first week. But one thing I'll say is the fact that you don't have fans in the stands for the home team has to throw the line off. It has.
I'm not even talking like I'm not even talking the home games here. I'm talking just the difference in teams. I'm not talking fans. I'm just talking how much better some.
The home field usually adds 3 points to each spread.
Yeah.
So, that's the formula. The formula is you add about 3 points. Some teams you don't add anything because they suck. Some teams are great at home. You add a little more. But, yeah, without fans, it's going to be you don't know how teams are going to play home and on the road without fans. All right, I'll go first. Carl, I'll give you a second to get your stuff together. My first one, I've been talking about it the whole show. Jets are going to beat the Bills. The Jets are plus 5.5. They are going to beat the Bills this week. They should have won the first game last year. They blew a 14-0 lead. What was it? Something like that.
They blew a lead.
Yeah, they lost 16 to 17-16. Turns out the quarterback had mono the whole game. Nobody knew, but it is what it is. Jets plus 5.5. JP, you go.
I got Cincinnati, the underdog, winning against LA, and according to the ESPN line, Chargers are -3.
So
right
Cincinnati plus 3. We'll take that.
Yeah.
Let's see what I got.
Chargers are -3?
No.
At home.
No.
On the road.
Not -3. Yeah.
Wow.
Either -3 on
I
the
got
road.
it at 3.5. I get it at 3.5. So I'm going to give you a half point there. 3.5. You got Cincinnati plus 3.5.
Better than I got.
Carl,
Why not start on Thursday Night Football?
go ahead.
Why not go? You got the problem child out, reconstruction contract away from them. You got two new wide receivers, 3 new defensive players, a quarterback that has no problems, a new contract. Not as much as Pat Mahomes, so I'll take the 9.5 points over Kansas City.
I got better for you. It's 10.5.
All right, I'll take 10.5 easy.
All right. Next one. Let's see. Which way did I want to go with this? All right. They lose their best defensive player last night, going against what I think is one of the best teams in the AFC.
You have to take
Gonna get run all over. Gonna get run down their throat with my boy Henry. Gonna run for about 180 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tennessee plus 3 going into Denver.
You'll be wrong on that one.
You could go the other way.
It's going to be a blowout. It is.
You could go the other way. JP.
I got the Giants over Pittsburgh. Monday night.
Okay.
I think the Giants are going to end up winning this one, and I think they're going to end up winning pretty handily because I think Pittsburgh is – I think Roethlisberger's lost a step. What do you have it at?
Giants plus 3.
Yeah, that's better than the line I had. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that. I think it's going to be a steal for the Giants. I think this game's an easy one.
Carl.
I'm going to start off and go right opposite of you, Mike. I'm going to go with Denver Broncos. Got a new offensive coach. The quarterback is on fire from last year. Got wide receivers. Got 2 tight ends that I think are going to be really good. And offensive line. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a blowout.
JP. Hold on. I don't even want to look it up. Denver's season is over. Miller's out. They're done. That's the text I got yesterday. Now he's picking up to win the Super Bowl.
I also didn't know what day it was yesterday, but that's okay.
You didn't know what day it was today.
I know.
All right. Final pick for me. This is a team that I loved last year before their quarterback decided to retire. This year they add they have one of the best offensive lines, and that's so big for me. The offensive line is everything. One of the best offensive lines in football. That's Indianapolis going against Jacksonville at Jacksonville, but whatever. That's not going to bother anybody because there's no fans ever in Jacksonville anyway. Indianapolis -7.5 for me.
Wow.
All right.
JP.
I got the Sunday night game.
Okay.
How about the Rams
Yeah.
over Dallas?
Okay.
I think that's it. I think that's a no-brainer. I think Dallas is going to be. Everyone's hyping up Dak Prescott. I saw something today that he's going to be the MVP favorite. That he opens
I
up.
think that too.
I mean,
He's been an MVP.
He's
top
every
10
year.
last 3 years.
I'm going to
You know
say
what he reminds me of? And Tommy is, he used to hate this one guy, and I was always so big on him, and that was Russell Wilson. Like I always said, like this guy is great every year, and it took
the difference
people
between him and
like
Wilson.
six.
Wilson's got a ring.
Yeah, but not yet. He's give him a chance. Wilson was on a better team,
Wilson
I
was
just
on a
don't
great
like-
defensive team.
but forget about the rings. Season in and out, every single season, Wilson's good, and Prescott's been good for the past 3 years.
I just don't think that Prescott's going to have it week one. I think with everybody in this year, I think he's going to get a wake up call week one. I think the Rams. I think Donald's going to have a field day with him week one.
Okay. Possible. Very possible. So the Rams +3. Carl, who's your last pick?
Last pick, I'm going with my favorite to win the division over there, and I'm going to say an upset. It should be an upset this week. I didn't look at the line. Arizona over San Fran.
Whoa.
I think Hopkins go over there. I think Murray's ready. I think they got it all together on offense.
Arizona +7.5.
It's going to be very hard to hold them back. I mean, they put up points.
Whoa.
Their defense got to step up and stop that running game for San Fran. And I think it could happen. Close game, but I'll take the points.
All right. So to recap, my 3 picks are the Jets +5.5 against the Bills. Tennessee +3 against Denver. I don't know how they get 3. +3 against Denver.
That's a
Indy -7.5 versus Jacksonville. JP has Cincinnati +3.5 versus the Chargers. Giants +3 against Pittsburgh, and the Rams +3 against Dallas. Like it's all underdogs. Carl, tomorrow night's game. It's crazy that it's tomorrow night already. You got Houston +10.5 against the champs, KC. You got Denver -3 against Tennessee in Denver, and Arizona +7.5 versus San Francisco. I like most of the picks. All right, so guys, let's talk about who's gonna. Let's go right now. Give me your pick. Super Bowl champs right now. Super Bowl matchup right now. Who do you got?
Ooh.
Carl, you had yours early. Who do you got?
Let me make mine quick.
You got to look it over to see that.
No, I got to pick. I got to pick mine. I got to pick mine out of the bracket
Oh, man.
because I got to finish my simulation. I've been editing it a little bit.
Super Bowl pick.
He's got to go through his whole simulation.
Super Bowl picks. I got both sides. I like Arizona.
Yeah.
NFC. Going against Houston.
You got Arizona going to the Super Bowl, huh?
Arizona versus Houston in the Super Bowl. Hopkins against Houston in the Super Bowl. I really think Houston is a good team.
David Johnson, too.
Yeah, I really think Hopkins was a problem over there. And now the fans didn't like it, but now the fans are all cheering about it because of what happened today with Hopkins or yesterday. With the contract, you got more players for the money, and he had to pay them a big contract. I just think Arizona's offense is going to be dominant, and Texans are going to be that good. Texans are going to be pretty good. You got a good quarterback.
All right.
I got mine,
Okay, go ahead.
and the reason why I'm going to say because I think this one's going to make your jaws drop a little bit. There
Carolina
will be a repeat
Packers.
champion. Kansas City will repeat.
I was thinking
And-
that, too.
Seattle will win the NFC.
That's not jaw dropping at all.
I think the jaw dropping part is there's only been 2 repeat champions. And
ever
the odds, only 2 repeats. Denver and New England.
no.
Back to back.
Pittsburgh did it twice.
No, not back to back.
Pittsburgh did it twice.
Not back to back.
I'll say it again. Pittsburgh did it twice. 74-75, 78-79, or 79-80. Pittsburgh
All right,
did it twice.
I'm gonna look that
Dallas
up
did
right
it.
here.
Dallas did it. San Francisco's done it.
Okay.
Denver's
the first
done
one
it.
since New England. Now I'm going to clarify. The first team since New England to do it
Okay.
will be Kansas City. And I think the reason why it'll happen.
Miami did it. Oh,
Yeah,
hold on.
I know.
The
I'm
first
wrong.
2 Super Bowls were won by Green Bay.
True. You're right. I'm wrong on that. But I saw a quote earlier today, and I'm misquoting it, where they
Okay.
they're going to be the first team since New England to do it.
Carl, you had Arizona over Houston, right?
I got Arizona over Houston. Yeah.
You should put money. That would be a nice return. I'll tell you. Go down to AC, you get a nice
You don't have to
return.
worry about putting money on it.
All right. I got a team that I thought, honestly, was the best team last year in the playoffs. They just friggin' blew it against KC, and that's Tennessee. I think the Titans come out this year. I think they finally found their quarterback. They have a decent defense. They got the running game and the passing game. I think the Titans come out of the AFC, and I think they beat, in his swan song, the New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees.
I think. Be honest. I think New Orleans.
Oh, wow. Hold on. I just got a breaking news phone call, and this actually is official.
Hold on. JP. Last time you got a breaking news phone call.
No, this is actually
you got
official.
a breaking news phone call 20 minutes later to say the opposite.
No, actually, I just got this now, and you want to look at my phone here? I just got it now. I just got 2. The guy called me twice
All right, go ahead.
in the last 5 minutes.
Go ahead.
New York State just said no football till March.
That's crazy.
And I was just told this, and that's why I just muted myself, because I just got the call. And holy cow.
Crazy. So that's a trap. That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I saw a thing today on Twitter.
Yeah, it's official. I see it.
There's been over 1,000 high school football games so far this season, and not one
I saw that too.
Not
Yeah,
one
New York
person has
Sports
got.
Rush. Yeah, the Sports Rush also is reporting it. News 12 is also reporting it as well.
All right, so no high school football until
So March 1st.
Well, listen, at least they're going to have a season. That's what I'll say. I'd almost rather that. My son's college team is doing that when they're playing in the spring. I'd rather that than not know every week and be able to be shut down mid-season. JP, did you see the kid in California, Pennsylvania?
Yes, I did. I actually heard about it through a friend of mine over there. The coaches there told me about it. It was sad.
Yeah. So he's the son of a former player, former Steeler, and
nice guy. I've heard very nice guy.
Yeah, I'm sure. And yeah, he's on the California team in Pennsylvania,
passed away, right?
And he died. Yeah. They say it was of COVID.
Yeah.
He was a big guy. If you've seen pictures of him, he was
I read about it.
He was probably about 390.
The coach said he was about 350 pounds, 6'3".
He was more than that.
He's 6'3". The coach said to me.
Then he's 400 pounds.
Yeah, he's huge. Whatever it is, he's huge.
Yeah, he was a big guy. Yeah, maybe
We had-
high threes.
We had
It's
two.
sad.
We had two that came down with it. They shut the school down.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to get into that.
But I wanted
I'm
to
just
break
saying,
that
they shut
because
the school down. Not even a week. We're done.
All right. Tomorrow night, first game of the season. Can't wait. I'm a little worried that the lack of fans is going to affect it, but I think they're going to be smart and pump enough. That's what hockey's been. Hockey has been
that's what the
pumping
NFL is doing. The NFL is
so
doing.
much crowd noise into these games that you forget, and they're great at it too. Every time there's a hit, crowd goes nuts.
They're creating
every
what
time
NFL
there's a
does.
shot. Every time there's a shot that is saved, and the crowd goes nuts. You forget that the crowd's not there. My question is it going to affect the players that the crowd's not there?
They're actually using NFL films to make the soundtrack for the games, the fan
Yeah, they
soundtrack,
are.
which I think
I
is
think-
smart.
Be honest. I think it's going to help the players in football.
Oh yeah,
It's going
go to
help
Philly. It's a
football
lot easier to go to Philly
because-
now.
Because when they score touchdowns or they have a penalty, the fans go crazy, and some of the low steam players go nuts and stuff like that. There's nobody that's going to go crazy. It's going to be done and over with. The play's over with. Let's go back in the huddle, and it's going to be done. And that's it.
Maybe.
No, no chatting, no nothing. Not like where baseball, it was a lot of boos, a lot of this, a lot of that, and all that stuff like that. Where football, if something goes wrong, the fans really tribe into it. Boo, throw stuff, they go crazy, and the player goes nuts, and the coach throws shit. Where there's nobody that, what's that word? Nobody that in
sight.
Yes. So it may help them because you know what? The refs are there. That's it. You're out, done, flag. There's no craziness. Let's get the game going on.
Could be. And we watched some college games where there's no fans in the stands. It's still good. It's still good. XFL had no fans in the stands. I didn't notice. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I'll put it this way. I really think that the only difference is going to be it's going to be a lot easier to go play in New Orleans. It's going to be a lot easier to go play in Atlanta. It's going to be a lot easier to go play to Philly and Seattle, Kansas City.
It's going to be all right. Baseball's all right. Football's all right.
Listen, some teams will still have trouble with the travel. Maybe more trouble. Like Seattle going to like Carolina or Miami or something like that. I don't know who's on the schedule, but going all the way across the country and dealing with the COVID and dealing with the hotel, that might affect them. Who knows? I will say this, and you two have calmed down with the whole pessimistic view of everything. We have not heard hardly anything with the coronavirus with these.
I think they're going to complete the season. I think they will because you know what has calmed me down?
We haven't even had any cases, really.
Yeah, I think the fact that baseball is able to get through its crisis and figure out a way to do it. I think if baseball didn't do it as successfully as they have, I wouldn't be so confident.
And we'll acknowledge right now that there was one person on the show that thought that they were going to finish every single season, and that was me. Carl thought no sports were going to be played after August. JP thought the first week of each season was going to get shut down, and I thought money talks, and there's no way they're going to shut down the season.
And,
no way.
You're right.
I got to say one thing out of all the sports, and I'm not talking about no other sport and no other thing that's involved with the sport, but I got to say I think the thing that hurt the worst out of all sports is basketball. I mean, hockey, I understand, but basketball really took the players took a beating. The ratings took a beating.
I think there's so much to that too. First of all, they're acting like absolute jerks. I'm not talking about the protests because I'll get into that. I'm talking about complaining about the bubble, about.
I'm agreeing on that.
Did you see?
LeBron James cannot look worse. He can't look worse.
Paul George?
No, I don't watch him. I'm not watching him.
Well, I don't watch him either. I don't watch him unless a couple players lose, and we already got one team that lost. I like, and I like that part.
The Bucks gone.
Yes, and we're waiting. Hopefully, the Lakers and Clippers could lose somehow. But anyway, Paul George was having a bad first series, and after he started, and they kept him on the court when they're blowing him out just to go. They talked to him. He says, "You want to know the truth? I've been going to counseling. It's hurting me that I can't see my kids. It's hurting me that I think we're human." He says, "We're human. We're away from our children for all these months. Money's not everything. We love our children." And then the other day,
give it back then.
I understand that, but it's the same thing with anything you do in life. I understand. That's why I say basketball. I mean, I guess hockey too, but they don't really support hockey as much because hockey's hockey. It's a great sport. It's on, and they're not really doing it because basketball is having a spotlight over something else. So
but listen, I get that. I get that. They are human. They want to be with their families, of course. But you're not talking about being. There are people in this country that have to go drive trucks for 7 months out of the year and not see their kids just to feed their families. These guys are supposed to sit in a bubble for 2 or 3 months.
I know.
And play basketball and make millions so that they could go take their family.
I understand that. No, I'm not. I don't feel bad. But I'm just saying the way what sport really took a battle, and if they're playing, what the Greek Freak said last night and stuff like that. They said, "What from now?" And he said, "I want to go see my family." That's it.
That's fine.
No matter what you feel like toward anything, and I understand that. Where hockey,
I don't hear hockey saying that.
Spotlight.
I don't hear hockey saying that.
Right, and because hockey's not a big spotlight, there's something else that's running NBA right now. And it's not basketball; it's other things. And hockey's not running. Hockey did their thing, and it was done and over with. Baseball did their thing; it was done and over with. But LeBron James and everything's got other spotlights on him, and that's why they're triggering more of that with the bubble. And that's why. But I understand about that, and I guess what I'm trying to say it probably really hurts some of the players that they couldn't really see their family and go to other countries to see their kids or whatever they're going to do.
I'm definitely not giving them that much credit. Yeah, how about the players that come from other countries and have to play here?
Yeah.
You don't hear them saying that.
The kid at Miami was emotional about it yesterday.
Listen, I don't want to hear it. They're getting what they deserve. The ratings are terrible. Nobody cares.
That's the best part.
Nobody's watching basketball. And here's what I love about these players. They want to sit there and they want to protest for social justice, this, that. When the GM or the assistant GM from the Rockets had something to say about Hong Kong, which is as egregious as this or more. Their freedom is getting taken away. They're not getting discriminated against. Their freedom is getting taken away. This guy says he stands with them, and LeBron James tells them to shut up because it's going to hurt LeBron James' pocket. But now they want to protest. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm done with the NBA. Done. And this anti-cop sentiment is driving me crazy. Where the American flag and supporting cops is racist now is just delusional. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to get into it, but I agree with it, and I just try to stay away from that part. I'm just looking at the other part of what sport really I think took effect on some players. But same with UFC. I heard that UFC got to stay away too. On some UFC, they got to stay away. And they were hurting. They were talking about it too.
They're fine.
They don't remember nothing. They're there to battle and fight. They don't care. They're here to fight.
All right, listen. Great job. Carl, you got to get a spotlight in that backyard.
I got the spotlight.
It's not on.
Spotlight.
It's not on.
No, absolutely not.
Because in about 2 weeks, there's going to be no sunlight, so you got to get something. We got to be able to see it.
I'll be in my Florida room.
All right, fair enough. All right, awesome job, guys. I cannot wait for the season to start this week. We're going to do these picks every week. We'll definitely have a lot to talk about next week when the Jets destroy Buffalo and Denver loses by about 50.
And how about Cincinnati beating LA this week?
Yeah, that'd definitely be impressive. The talk out of Cincinnati is Jordan Burrow is the real deal. Joe Burrow.
I'll tell you something interesting. And this is what I heard from a friend of mine. He told me that the Bengals might have a chance at having the comeback player of the year in AJ Green,
right,
and the rookie of the year this year. He thinks that they're going to have a comeback player of the year candidate on their offense,
right,
and the rookie of the year in Burrow. He thinks.
Why is that a surprise? That's not a surprise.
But he thinks that Cincinnati's actually going to win more games than people are thinking, and bet the over. He's been telling people bet the over for a week now.
Yeah, listen, maybe, but they're in a division where the Steelers always win. Ravens are real good, and the Browns are loaded. They just needed a coach. I think. It's going to be tough.
You know who's favorite in the comeback player of the year?
Alex Smith.
Nope.
Who?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, that's going to be.
I don't think Ben. I really think, and this is why this is going to be my last real statement for the night on this. The Steelers is I really think Pittsburgh is going to take a drop. Like I think Roethlisberger is about to show his age. I think the shoulder surgery. I don't think he has it in him. I think this is it.
Think about what they lost last year.
Yeah.
I just don't think I think they're going to be competitive as a team, but I think this could be Big Ben's last year.
But think about what they lost last year. Big Ben all year. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. They lost everything.
True.
Everything.
But
they still won 8 games
this year.
They still won 8 games.
I think the division's gotten better. I don't think Pittsburgh's gotten much better.
And rookie of the year.
I said this about the Ravens 2 years ago before they came on, and some teams just always win. They just always win because of their head coach, and that's what the Steelers are. That's what the Ravens are. The head coach by himself wins 8 games.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they talked about the rookie of the year, and this guy is the highest rookie. Everybody's talking about this guy up and down since Barkley, because Barkley was really high risk too with a rookie. Everybody's talking about Barkley on his rookie year. This guy, and everybody knows him. What?
Who are you talking about?
The favorite for the rookie of the year.
Who?
Running back, Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, Hilaire. Yeah, yeah.
Hilaire. They're
Yeah.
saying Hilaire is the biggest running back at it since Barkley. A couple
No
years
way.
ago. Nobody's
way.
talking big on him.
Well,
Nope.
you know why? Barkley is what, 6'2", 6'1"?
Barkley's
Yep.
6'2" and his legs are tree trunks.
Yeah. Hilaire is 5'7".
I'm taller than Hilaire.
Hilaire is not the top 5 running back in the rookie class this year, but he's in the best situation. He's in the
Right.
best situation. That's why I took him. But he's
gonna get he's in line for rookie of the year.
yeah, he's definitely in a situation where he can win it, but he's not one of the best running. He's not like Barkley.
No.
You can't compare him to Barkley. I think who you could compare to Barkley, and that's going to be it. We're going to wrap up. Is the kid Taylor from
And Cam, I think Cam Akers too. I think Cam Akers is a little bit like Barkley and Bell. I think a mix of Barkley and Bell.
Cam Akers is not as big.
Not as big, but
Taylor is as big and faster than Barkley.
yeah. I think with Akers, I list him as kind of like a mix in a way. He's not as big as Barkley, but he can move like him. But he runs like, but he can play like Bell.
Yeah. Okay. Don't think so, but we'll see. All right, guys. Say goodbye to everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Get ready for football.
Go Raiders.